we've already discussed Nintendo's struggle with stories, and these are the ones that highlight that the most.
Let's go!
So, Scott, we've talked about this. Nintendo oftentimes doesn't really give much thought to their stories,
No.
and that's clear.
It's maybe not very important to them.
No, it's not very important to them. They have other things that they want to work on for the most part. Every once in a while, there comes a game where you're like, this is a great story.
Right.
And
it sticks out. We've listed those before, so Simeon, where do we see this rearing its ugly head the most?
Well, one example that I thought of, and I actually kind of like this story, but Other M.
Other M, you say?
Yes, Other M. I kind of like the story of this game, but it really just failed in execution.
Right.
A lot of people don't like the way that Samus was talking so much, and the whole I can't remember the deleter.
Oh yeah.
They never fully explained who it was. You had to think back, oh, it must have been that guy, but it never actually tells you.
And also, just women were mad, and some men were mad about how women were portrayed. As far as Samus is bad to the bone, yet here she is risking her life to not use weapons for no good reason, and submitting herself to Adam when she maybe should have been standing up to him.
Yeah.
And when I played, I saw that for what it was. I saw it as a clever way to kind of close off certain abilities over time without having a big explosion happen where her suit gets damaged and her stuff gets spread out. So, I mean, I appreciated the attempt, and I wasn't personally offended, but I can see it.
Yeah. And also, Glenn wrote a blog article about how it reuses Metroid Fusion's story, and that's clearly seen.
Yeah.
So just kind of lazy story writing. They needed to do more. Super Mario Bros. 2, Milky Way Wishes, which is in...
What is that?
It's in Kirby Superstar.
It's in it?
Yeah, it's one of the games.
Okay.
And Link's Awakening to a lesser extent, but the whole it was all a dream.
Right.
It is literally the laziest story writing technique.
Right.
What if we make it so it was all a dream and it didn't actually happen?
Yeah.
There are no consequences. It's just lazy story writing. And Link's Awakening does a little bit better because it actually, dives in, and each of the characters are talking about, okay, this is how he feels about actual life outside of this game and outside of his dream.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
It can be abused as a device. It's we can get away with anything, and we don't have to make everything add up in the end. Everything is excused. Everything that happens ends up not weighing anything. It kind of cheapens the experience.
Yeah, so please don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't use the was all a dream thing.
You got more Mario?
Oh, yeah. And Mario in general, I mean, like we said, they don't focus on the stories. And that's one thing to keep in mind.
Yes.
These stories are bad, not because, some of them are just bad, but they don't pay attention to them, and they don't call attention to them. And the worst, I think, in my opinion, was Super Mario Bros. Wii with a cake. I mean, it was just dumb. I remember seeing it, and I'm like...
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, there's a cake, a birthday cake, a giant birthday cake. They throw it on her, and then they take it off to the castle. I don't know. It's just dumb.
It's that's fine for a preschool storybook or something, but who are you really trying to make this game for? Because the people that like the 2D Mario games are the older people with the nostalgia for that gameplay.
Yeah.
When they announced New Super Mario Bros., the original for DS, those are the people that were super excited. It's you guys have been making 3D Mario games for a long time. They've been great, but I can't wait to get back to how I used to play it on the NES and the SNES. And then...
You treat them like children.
The art style, the music with ba ba, and
the dancing Koopas.
Right. And the story, it was all it was dumbed down, especially the story. So that's a good choice. Let's talk about Star Fox Zero for a little bit. I'm really mad at the whole Star Fox series for just handling story badly.
Yes.
And I think it's Miyamoto's fault. He was like, in charge of this game. In interviews leading up to it, he said, just wait until you see the portals.
Yeah.
The portals, he's like, I know this looks like the same old Star Fox series, but wait till you see the portals. They play such a huge part. It's like, no, they don't.
No.
The portals just take you to a different level.
Yeah. That doesn't, you can't just say this thing is going to change the story forever.
No. Portals play a big part in the game Portal.
Yeah.
Okay, that, like the end of Portal 2, that's when a portal changes the story.
Yeah, you're in one place and then you're in a different place.
Right. Portal 2 was amazing.
Yes, it was. Sadly, we didn't get it on a Nintendo console.
No.
That's lame. Super Mario Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Super Mario Sunshine for two reasons. First of all, it has basically the Ferngully, the avatar of video games. The environmental, save the environment, clean up the environment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got those undertones, but then the overtones of Bowser Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a while. Was Bowser Jr. and like Dark Paint Mario the same person?
Mm-hmm, that's why he has the little scarf. He puts the scarf over it and then he becomes Shadow Mario. And it's like, okay, you can clearly see that they're not the same guy, and yet you threw Mario in, he's wearing the same clothes. That would be like saying, okay, there was somebody who didn't look anything like me robbing a bank, but he wore the same t-shirt as me, therefore you're going to throw me in jail.
Oh my goodness.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, does that make any sense? And then,
it's the Dr. Pepper Bandit!
Yes.
Get him!
and then the whole thing with, I'm kidnapping Princess Peach because she's my mama. It's like, and then at the end, he admits that it was a stupid story. Like,
does he?
Yes, he does. He's like, I knew that Princess Peach wasn't my mom the whole time. That's what he says at the end of the game. It's like,
oh my goodness.
You can make a bad story, but then don't go and admit that you've made a bad story.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think there's an icing upon this cake, Simeon.
Yes, what's that?
Speaking of cake.
Yes.
That would be Sin and Punishment Star Successor.
Oh, golly.
Which was a Wii game that I owned, and you had the pleasure of playing with me.
Yes.
It is fun. It's got good gameplay.
Oh, my goodness.
And as long as you skip everything where anything moves or talks, then you're in for a good ride.
Basically, close your eyes to play the game and plug up your ears and play the game. And it's great.
Yeah.
The game looks so bad.
Yeah.
But we're here to talk about the story.
Yeah.
Which, okay, first of all, going through the story, like at first you're like, okay, I kind of see the importance of this, like at the very beginning. And then like after the second level, you're like, okay, what is this giant turtle thing?
Right.
How does it fit into the story? What is the Guardian? What is this? What is that? Are these guys different than these guys? Are these guys taking over these guys? Are these guys mind controlling these guys? Are these guys both working against me? It's so bad. And you're so confused by like the third level all the way through. Part of it was a dream.
Yeah.
Which really, I don't know how it happened or why it has any bearing on the story.
Yes.
Nothing. By the end of it, you're like, I think I was supposed to care what happened to these characters, but I really don't, and I have no idea what just happened.
Oh my goodness. We can't just talk about this game. We gotta show it to our peeps.
We do.
So.
One more thing I gotta say about this game is, there are certain times where you play a game and don't understand the story and you think it's dumb. This one, I literally went back and read the story.
Yes.
After 2 sentences, I had no idea what was going on.
Right.
I read the synopsis and I was trying to follow it. I'm like, wow. And how it's a sequel to the original.
Yeah.
I mean, we've never played the original, but I think it tried to tie it in. It was completely insignificant.
Yep.
It's so bad. We created this episode so that we could talk about how bad this story was. And the graphics are terrible. But the gameplay was fun.
Yeah. We'll show you guys pretty soon. We week is coming up.
Yes, it is. Oh, bro. We week.
We week.
We week.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the crew.
Don't forget to share the bad stories with your friends.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time.